Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the third day of the StarCraft 2 Chalmers Championship. We are going to today have Group C of the group stages for you. I who's talking is Flex, and with me I have Fredagsmys. How are you today?
Hello everyone, I'm doing great, thank you. Friday evening, that's always exciting. And now it's StarCraft as well. Wow.
It's perfect. So we are going to show you first the initial match A, as you can see on the screen right now, between Jock and Täcket. And that game is loading up right now, as we speak. Afterwards, we're going to show you the losers match and the deciders match of this group. Off stream will Wsen and Johman play. Okay, so the first map is loading up as we speak. It's Lightshade, a map we've seen quite a few times. It's a Terran versus Zerg. What do you think about that matchup, Fredagsmys?
I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, I hope so as well. Okay, let's jump into the game. Let's see. There we go. So in the top left corner of Lightshade, we have representing yellow and Donald Duck. It is Jock! Exclamation point clap in the chat. Clap, clap, clap. And in the bottom right part of the map, we have representing the Smurfs, we have Täcket! Wow, clap, 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 clap. Okay, so let's start this game. So, people in the chat, please let us know if the audio levels are well balanced and so on. And we're going to...
take a look at 3 o'clock right away.
We already have some action. Yeah, so immediately Jock tries to do some shenanigans here, but the Täcket scouts it. So it's a common position to put your proxy buildings around the third base or around here, but against Zerg the overlords can go there. So already we have some good action.
Wow. And it gets cancelled.
Yeah, both of the proxies got cancelled, and there's 4 SCVs here, so this is not looking good for Jock.
Even lost an SCV there.
Yeah, so what's happened already is that Jock tried to make a very cheesy strategy, as you might say, by building army-producing buildings outside of Täcket's base, so he can very early have an aggressive attack. However, Täcket was able to see it immediately with one of his workers, because he thought about that. And now he was able to thwart the attack, putting Jock far behind, because he has to restart his buildings in his main base. That's very troublesome.
Indeed.
Yes, so from now on it seems that the game is going to transition into more of a standard macro game, where Täcket is going to have a big lead. To compensate, Jock made a command center in his base, so he will perhaps be able to catch up in the income competition. Yeah. So, as I said, please let us know if the audio is balanced and so on. You should be able to hear the in-game music and the sounds and everything. Yep. So, interesting so far. Both players are macroing up. We have a lot of workers still from Täcket. In the vision, we can see that Jock is staying in his base because he's quite safe with this wall off here before he's going to want to take his secondary base. Meanwhile, Täcket has better vision, so he's going to peek in with the Zerg overlords here, see that there is a barracks here with a reactor. He's possibly going to see the second command center, so you know there's no more shenanigans. It's going to be a macro game, economic focus.
Thought it was gonna run around with those links, but they're just staying at his base and his side of the map. Maybe it's difficult to run up a ramp with supply depots and some marines out that just got the overlord.
Definitely. It's very hard to attack up a ramp like this because the depots are going to get repaired by the SCVs, so you need some more insta damage units to be able to kill them down, like banelings that explode or ravagers that has their special ability.
And meanwhile the marines are gonna just target down the zerglings because they have far more range.
Exactly, the marines can stay on one side and shoot on the melee zerglings on the other side.
So if we take a look at Jock's main, he still hasn't lifted. Oh, there he goes. There he lifts off his SCC.
Yeah, and he's going to need to, because if we look in the income tag, there is a large, there has been a large advantage for Täcket. However, that income advantage is now stopping because Täcket has started to produce some more aggressive units. We have a Baneling nest, as we spoke about before, and also Overlord speed, so we're perhaps going to see some Overlord drops with Banelings.
That's amazing. I really enjoy Overlords flying over the mineral line and just dropping things.
Yeah.
And the Lynx almost got in.
But they still got a good scout off. Seeing that there's a reactor on the factories, he's going to expect the double Hellions from here on. There are no Banelings on the map, so maybe he got the speed upgrade just for scouting, but he can always use drops later. So the Banelings are the suicide bomber units, and if you load them up into transports, you can drop them immediately on top of enemy worker lines and completely blow them up, which is a nice strategy.
And there isn't much to defend if he were to do that in the main. Of course, he hasn't put up any turrets yet. No reason to, right?
No, exactly. But the way you handle it is to just run away with your SCVs, because the SCVs are faster than Banelings without Baneling speed, the speed upgrade. Okay, so the income is now again favoring Täcket. So we'll see if these Hellions will be able to do anything, if he's going to dive in and try to kill some workers, or he's going to escape. Oh, the Zerglings, they get a good surround, but yeah, they kill off many of the Hellions. All of the Hellions. That's very tough for Jock. He really wanted those Hellions alive, or to do more than that. So the Hellions that we saw that just died, the quick harassment units can kill the Zerglings quite well, but also workers. But they're not very good against the queens, the defensive queens here. So we saw that he was caught by the Zerglings and then killed off by the queens.
I see that Täcket is floating quite a lot of money. I know he was supply blocked just now, but that's a lot of minerals that could be spent somewhere.
That is a lot of minerals. He'll probably want to focus more on the gas income, the other resource, because he's going to make Mutalisks probably out of the Spire, the flying harassment units, and they require a lot of gas. We see a scan here from Jock, which means that he sees this Spire, which is an extremely important thing to scout. Because this flying harassment units you'll build after you have this building is quite troublesome if you don't know that they're coming.
So let's see what his reaction will be. What will he be building out of the factory?
Yeah, I expect Thors and turrets and more marines, but he seems to be gearing up for a push instead, to try and perhaps hit a timing attack before the Mutalisks are done. He's going to perhaps... It's going to be very interesting. If we look in the armor supply, we see that there is a lead for the Terran player. And there's no Baneling speed yet, as we mentioned before, so these Banelings are very important, but they're too slow to do anything, so they're running away.
And they're very few.
Very few.
He is researching centrifugal hooks, is it?
Yeah, Baneling speed, yeah. But now we can see, here we have the Hellions completely roasting and toasting the mineral line.
Yes, so he lost 7 workers, and he's losing mining time for those others.
Yeah.
Oh, I just wanted the Hellions to go up and take those other drones that are just waiting up.
Yeah, drones here, yeah. However, yeah, Täcket has more drones right now, but he needs to survive here, and it's looking troublesome.
The Lynx come out, not very effective against Hellion.
He needs more
Banelings.
He needs Banelings, and he needs good connections. That's very good connections, and there's more Banelings coming in now. So you see,
and the Queen is alive.
You see the Banelings, they completely have good connections exploding on the enemy units, and he's now able to thwart off this attack. He lost 19 drones though. That's a lot of drones.
That is a lot of drones.
If we look at the income tag, we're now going to see a clear income lead by the Terran player Jock from the electrical student division, electrical engineering. Even though the Terran has fewer workers, they have these mule units that are dropped occasionally that give them much more resources.
Another push right now?
Yes, so he's not giving any room for Täcket to breathe, no time for getting the Mutalisks up, but this time there is Baneling speed, so the Banelings are much more dangerous.
And I'm very excited to see some Widow Mines. They have been very good as of recently.
Yeah, the burrowed Widow Mines here are splash units, so they can kill off many Banelings in a single hit, so they are like the counter to the counter, as I want to say. And we can see here that the Zergling units are trickling in, and there's a good Baneling connection there. It seems like he's going to defend this as well, but each time this attack hits, he's not getting back the workers he lost since before.
Correct. And the mutas are out, but have to be careful about those marines shooting up against them. Oh.
Yeah, so he's going to need to fall back and make more banelings. Banelings get morphed from Zerlings like this, as you can see. So it takes a little while to get them to be able to defend. If he loses this third base, it's going to be very troublesome. However,
And he probably will.
yeah, definitely. But he has a backup fourth base over here that he can use as a third later on. But he needs to convincingly handle this attack so he can start rolling up again. We see here the banelings are following the marines. Marines loading up into the
Oh,
medevacs.
8 HP on the hatchery.
Oh,
Oh,
can oh no, they get
oh
sniped.
no.
And then we can see underneath. How is it going? The marines are still alive, getting healed by the medevacs, the flying heal buses. This is
Troublesome to say the least.
definitely. It has been very a constant aggression from Jock. You can see there's units being rallied across the map constantly, so it's just continuous aggression. Jock is still on 2 bases, but this aggression is looking very troublesome.
Yeah.
Can we get some cheer for the electrical engineering division in the chat? Please.
Oh.
GG! There we go. So that was the first game, and that was a win to Jock. So what we're going to do is that we're going to ask the players that lost for the next map, because we're going with a loser's pick. Yeah. So give us a second while we start off the next map.
Wow, exciting to see some claps in the chat.
Yes.
Please use the clap bot or what is it?
Yeah,
The clap.
yeah, exclamation point clap. And
And the more of them there'll be, the louder it will get. Probably you can hear this in the chat, I hope. Electro, yes, indeed.
yeah, not just louder, but there's also different audio tracks. So there's some really good stuff if you get to the higher tier levels, as you say.
Ooh. Thank you, Fear Dragon,
Yes,
caster of StarCraft 2, that has invented this exclamation clap thing.
yes. So we have the players in the lobby for the second game. And we are going to start off the next map as soon as possible. We have confirmation from the off stream that the secondary match going on at the same time has been won by Johman from the society building student division, the civil engineering. So congratulations to him. He won 2-0. So that means that the loser of this match is going to face Wsen from the computer science division next.
Yes, and the winner, of course, will face Johman.
Exactly. The off-stream... Oops. Yeah, there we go. The off-stream match is going to be the winner's match, so we won't show that one because we are focusing on the losers matches instead, because those are the elimination matches. So we want to have a guarantee that we show all players playing at least once. Okay, the second map of this match is going to be Jagannatha, or Jagannatha, I believe it's pronounced. So it's going to be interesting to see here if we're going to have a similar type of cheesy strategy from Jock as he tried last game. Okay. In the bottom left position of Jagannatha, we have, representing Donald Duck and electrical engineering, it is Jock! Wow, electro in the chat. Clap, 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 clap. And in the top right corner of Jagannatha, we have, representing the Smurfs and the color turquoise, it is Täcket! Clap, 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 clap. So, let's see here, and we have it there. Clap, clap, clap. Good stuff. Okay, we even have double ducks here on Jock's side, like that one. So there's not going to be any cheesy plays out of Jock this time. It's going to be a standard barracks in his own base. Meanwhile, Täcket still does a safety precaution of scouting with his drone around here on the map, as you can see, to make sure that there are no buildings misplaced on the map We have a other scout as well from Jock, so it seems to be a standard macro game, this game, Presmis.
Well, that's exciting as well. Late games are always fun to see. Those expensive units that you have to micro real carefully.
Yeah, let's see if how late they'll go. Last game ended quite quickly, even though that Täcket was in the lead. Jock was able to hit a very good timing before the Baneling speed upgrade was finished, which allowed him to kill off the third base, or at least kill off enough drones to then be able to kill it in the next wave. We have a typical opening of barracks into gas into Reaper, and then expansion on the low ground probably. We have a gas steal from Täcket, which is going to prevent Jock from being able to tech up too hard, because he would have wanted to take the gas around now. So now there's not going to be a factory as early. So we're perhaps going to see another barracks instead.
Are we going to see a cancel on that extractor though? Oh,
that was interesting.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, usually you cancel it and rebuild it so that the drone still's alive. Because when Zerg, the race that Täcket is playing, builds a building with one of their workers, the building is lost. It transforms into the building, so now he lost the drone. But now it's permanently captured, which means that it's going to be very hard, as I said, here's the barracks instead of a factory. So this is going to affect the tech level of Jock.
And the Reaper shows up.
Can he get some drones? It gets...
target fire.
Can he target fire the drone? No! He saves it by turning it in the building. You can cancel it later and turn it back. And then it's gone. Okay. Let's see here. Are you hearing the music well enough? Because I can't hear the music really. But please let us know how it sounds in the chat. Can you hear the game sounds, and is the music good enough? Please let us know in the chat.
Or if you don't want the music, that's my opinion.
That's just your opinion. Okay, so we have the Reaper now trying to continuously scout. Keep the first Reaper is usually the only Reaper, and you really want to keep your life as long as possible. It's an extremely useful scouting tool.
And as you could see, it heals itself, so it goes on a little trip around the bases, and then it's fully healthed and back again.
Exactly. So now it's able to scout the third base as well, very important. So both players are keeping tabs on each other. The overlords here are, well, we have the extractor still in the base, and then we have an overlord scouting the natural. So both players are very good at scouting. This is an important skill in StarCraft, because you cannot do the rock to their scissors if you don't know what they're doing, so to say.
I just noticed something, a meta thing. If you look at Jock's base there, what is that? What kind of tournament has he won?
This inside of StarCraft 2, in the client, there are built-in tournaments that are run like every hour. So having one of these trophies just means that he has won one of those.
Let's look at those Hellions and the Reaper. Can it got one of the creep tumors? That's always nice. Denying some creep that makes the Zerg units run faster.
Yeah, creep is this purple thing on the map, which, as you said, makes the Zerg units go much faster. Spreading this creep around the map is very important. So you can see this creep tumor, as Jasmine just pointed out, got sniped before by the Hellions. So now Täcket has to remake it and slowly try to reclaim the creep.
And here they come again.
Killing more Zerglings. So the Hellions are very good at killing off Zerglings as long as they don't get surrounded and caught out on the map. Okay, so yeah, as we said before, it's turning out to be quite a macro game. Both players are macroing up. We see it has evened up the income, but losing this creep is more important than what you might think. When a future attack hits, where that creep is, the creep line, if it's here or if it's down here, makes a big difference when it comes to be able to taking engagements.
And it goes quite deep into Hellions. That's exciting to see. I don't see that very often, I think. I'm wondering if he will do a third CC behind this, since we were talking about him being very macro.
Yes, so what happened now was that I was going to change the in-game sound, but instead I left the game accidentally.
Whoa! Isn't exciting enough for you, mate? See if we can fix this, rejoin in some way. And the players paused the game, very good.
Let's see here.
Will we cancel the game and do it again? Probably, I think so.
Yes, so what we're going to do is that StarCraft has an extremely useful functionality for this very specific moment. Yes, yeah, technically you don't need a game restart, this was just a big accident. But what we're going to do is that StarCraft has an extremely useful functionality that many games don't have, and that is resume from replay. So what we're going to do is that even though the game was 5 minutes in, we can just restart the game immediately from the replay. So
we'll do a countdown for the players so they're ready to resume as where they were, and just invite everyone again.
Yeah. So we're just inviting the players now.
Yeah. I must say I'm very excited for these players. They seem to be very good. I've been able to watch some of their statistics behind the scenes, and they're doing very well for themselves, I must say.
Yeah. Both players seem also to be quite evenly matched as well. So it's nice to see some higher level games. Hopefully, or one of them will move on, so to say. So. Oh. Okay, so let's see. We are just going through some things here.
Or we should have had one of those signs that said technical difficulty or something like that. That comes up on news broadcasts or whatever on TV.
Yeah.
When things like this happen. And we'll try to be looking at the chat if anyone writes anything. And please do dare to write in the chat. It would be fun to see everyone here.
Go. Oh, okay. Go. Click. Press there to the right there, and options, and that one, and set those to default.
Okay.
So we apologize for this short technical difficulty. It's the game is on its way. We are sitting currently in the lobby for the resuming.
We especially apologize to the players. I know it's difficult to be right in the game and then something happens. So especially to the players, I would say.
Definitely.
Justice for Jock and Täcket, yeah.
What we're going to do is that we're going to go on a very short 2 minutes break so we can go back to the game as soon as possible. So we apologize for this delay. Please be with us. Okay, so we deeply apologize for that hiccup in production. We're now going to continue the game between Täcket and Jock. It's currently 1-0 to Jock. So we now have Hellions here trying to do harassment. We have Banelings on the other side. Baneling speed is on the way. Let's see if those Banelings can thwart off this attack. This attack is complete right before Baneling speed, but Banelings, they get good connections here. The Marines are very boosted up. Let's see if there's enough units on the other side to push this back. We have 24 Zerglings hatching. Can you make a good surround here? We have Zerglings getting good surface area against the damaged Marines. There's only a few Hellions left. These drones here are looking mighty fine for some barbecue.
Oh, wait, now I know what I said earlier on. I said, oh, will he be getting another CC behind this? And I mean, Jock, since we were talking about this being kind of a macro game.
Yes.
But he isn't.
No, it seems like his 2-base attack, similar to last game, has been very heavy, so to say. He's now getting his upgrades, so, and now getting his 3rd base. So it has been a quite focused attack there. But in the income tab we can see that it did not put him necessarily behind because he killed a lot of drones, but he did not get the 3rd base this game. So we now...
We also saw Stim get ready just as we entered again. So maybe there will be coming a push. Oh, when they are.
Banelings on the Marines. Oh, he lifts up all the Marines, but now the tanks are alone. Oh, was that focus fire on the Banelings? Very nice. He snipes the 3rd base. So this is going to put the Jock behind.
Cancel? Yes.
So that was a very nice attack. There's only 39 workers, so this was a very designated attack by Täcket anyways.
Maybe he wasn't really ready. We could see that his siege tanks weren't sieged up, and so they couldn't shoot that AoE against the Zerglings.
Yeah. So
Muta's being produced.
yes, so this is the first time that we see Täcket being the aggressor in this matchup, in this match, and it went successful for him. Let's see if he can keep on the pressure when the Mutalisks finish, if he can keep on the harassment, perhaps going in and killing some more workers without dying to the Marine push.
Or when his units are going to be out of play. So counter-attacking almost.
Yeah.
As the Terran goes upwards and he goes down. Oh, the
falls
Terran
back.
turns around.
Yeah, that's very important. Turning around there, it means that there wasn't much defense at home, but now it needed because the Terran turned back. So let's see if does he have enough Banelings back at home though. We have 20 more Zerglings in production, but there's no Banelings. This attack is perhaps going to hit before there are Banelings done.
Oh, and he scans first.
Yeah.
He sees the Mutas up there, and will they be able to defend? Probably not against those Marines.
So now we have Zerglings popping, but there's...
And the drones are being pulled. He needs his workers. He's going to sacrifice his workers.
He cleans it up, but as you say, the worker tab, it's still in the lead, but not by much because of the mules. So this is still anyone's game. I think this is a good game.
A GG, as it's called.
You can say that. No, Täcket really needs Banelings. But he's going to push the Terran back, but then he retreats, and now he goes back again.
Oh, when the tank sieges up.
He thinks he can take this fight. Nice tank.
Oh, he'll take the tank. Muta's helping.
He's going to have +1 upgrades up much earlier, so the Zerglings and Banelings on the ground will have the much better upgrades than the Terran Marines. So as long as he makes more Banelings, it's going to be much more useful for him.
Some of those idle workers up there I can see outside of natural.
No.
And then there are quite a few workers on the main.
Täcket has all his workers in his main, and there's too many of them. So now he has no income on his other bases. So if you look at the actual income tab, he has half the income of his opponents just because there's so many workers in his main base.
Now he notices the idle workers. Will he notice the main base drying out? You can see those mineral patches getting fewer and more empty.
Yeah, when these dry up, he gets notification like, oh, the minerals are gone. But If he just would have put all these workers somewhere else, he would have had such a bigger economy.
In the new base, because he's taking both of his gases. Oh.
He gets the tank and he says get out. So now we can see that as long as the Mulisks are alive, these are fine trades, but he can't lose the Mulisk. He only has 4 left. That's not good.
Oh, here comes another drop.
He still hasn't noticed.
And on his third base, he has put in money for the extractors, but there are no workers, so they just cost, what is it, 150?
Yeah, if you count in the drones, yes, well, yes.
Yeah.
But he's going to put workers in them soon. He has the workers for it. They're just not there yet. Can we get a snipe on the medevac? Don't lose these.
And he did.
So
nice micro.
I think this attack is going to be very, very, very hard from the Terran here to for the Surgeon to handle. He has so much lost income. Now he notices.
Yes, and we often talk about that the Zerg always wants to be one base up, more or less.
I have to wonder so.
Yeah, compared to the other races, Terran and Protoss. Oh. But now we see that it is the Terran that has the 4th base first. Not ideal. It should be reversed.
But now he has Zerglings and Banelings in production. Maybe he can defend this if the Banelings get good connections.
Kind of.
Perhaps maybe not good enough. There's 16 Marines still here shooting.
And the tanks behind that to back it up.
Yeah, he has very few larvae, so the Zerg unit production is quite low. It's a GG.
Yeah.
GG!
Oh. Yes. And in parentheses, maybe not totally fair. We'll see how the other game goes. If it doesn't get... what is it called? Disturb? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Data. Oh. The classic feud. As always, who is better? Write your answers in the chat, please. Oh. Don't. Electro, someone says. Oh, yeah. The lesser of two evils. Get your snacks and be ready to come back.
Okay, so after the first round of matches, this is what we have to work with. So we're going to transition into the losers match now between software engineering and computer science. It's going to be a very interesting match. We have it loading up for you. It's going to be on Lightshade. I think it's probably the most played map in this tournament so far. We've seen it quite a few times. So the game is loading up right now. It's going to be a Zerg versus Zerg for the first time in this tournament. Wow, how many people are hyped for Zerg versus Zerg? Please let us know in the chat. Clap, clap, clap. Okay.
Oh, no.
So in the bottom right corner of Lightshade, we have representing software engineering. It is Täcket. Wow.
Clap.
Clap, 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 clap. And in the top left position, we have, for the first time we're seeing him today, representing computer science. It is Wsen. Wow, clap, 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 clap.
Clap. Oh, and remember, the loser will be eliminated from the tournament.
Exactly. This
High stakes are on.
definitely. This is an elimination match you're watching right now. The loser gets completely eliminated, and the winner moves on to the decider match. So this is going to be exciting.
I was thinking about the overlay that you have there. I'm not familiar with the one in the middle. Is it how many units that they've lost if you go to that, like, skull?
Yeah, that's
To the right in the
I
middle,
think
there's
that's the
some.
resources lost. So that's the
Oh.
worth of all the units that they have lost. So it is division, name, current minerals, current gas supply, worker supply, army supply, mineral income, gas income, units lost in worth, and the APM. So how many clicks and buttons per minute they're doing right now. Okay, so this is a Zerg versus Zerg. Both players have sent out both of their overlords, and when the secondary overlords touch, they know that there are no super cheesy rushes from the other side, because then they wouldn't have seen these overlords because they wouldn't have been made. So both players are macroing up, going with an early secondary base, and they know that their opponent is also doing the same. So this is going to be a macro game as far as the immediate openings are concerned.
And so I think that the production tab will be looking quite similar for both of the players. Oh, did I speak too soon?
Now
Speed?
Wsen is going to get his speed as well. I definitely assume, I think it's just that
Yeah. You probably have to have speed if you do Zerglings. They are quite useless without speed, I'd say.
In Zerg versus Zerg, as you have seen before, Zerglings, they're the small, fast units. They are very powerful because they can attack the opponent so quickly because they are so fast. So Zergling is the like tier 1 unit that you make a lot of in Zerg versus Zerg, but you also make Banelings, the exploding units we saw in last game. So the Banelings can explode and kill very many Zerglings in one shot, one hit. So the Ling Bane micro is very important in the early game. We're going to
Third hatch?
we're going to see third bases from both players probably. We have some
Yes.
scouting here. Yeah, so it's very transitioning to quite a macro game. We have no Baneling nest on Wsen's side, so he will, if Täcket makes a Ling flood, we'll see, just as I say it, he has 10 Lings on the way. We see that there is no Baneling defense possible, so it's going to be troublesome for Wsen to keep this third base alive.
He gets Overlord speed instead. Speed Lords coming down.
Yeah, that's interesting. Perhaps not something you see in Zerg vs. Zerg that often. So now we see morphing Banelings here. So Wsen has no idea this is happening. His overlords are precision. He has no overlord vision. Usually you have an overlord such that you can scout when enemy units leave their base, but he has nothing there. So he won't see it until the units are attacking his base. You see the one Baneling here trying to poke for a... it's just gonna get killed. So one Baneling, one shots how many Zerglings as possible within their range.
Oh, and the third base, will it get snapped? Oh,
Yeah,
that's major.
yeah, big ult there. Oh, I lost the Banelings, but it's gonna kill the Queens as well.
Oh,
This
the
might
queens.
be a very quick game.
Ooh.
There's a full wall off. So, I was gonna say that earlier, on certain maps you don't have to go Banelings to defend if you very early, or even speed, as long as you can get a nice wall up quickly and then have Queens behind it.
But the wall of those,
There's no-
the Baneling nest.
There's no Queens to be able to attack at the same time. Oh, we're Baneling.
Baneling.
Banelings, tons of Banelings there.
Oh, the Baneling nest is on fire.
Now there's
he's...
these four
he's
Banelings are
in.
going to be very far away. We have Zerglings attacking the drones in the main. This is not looking good for our computer science player right now.
Oh no. Deciding which is best between IT and data. Not only in StarCraft, but in life.
Yes,
no,
yeah,
I'm
this
just kidding.
game, not even the map, but just this game already. When data is behind, this game is going to be the real telling of which is the better division.
We're already seeing IIIs in the chat.
is in the chat. Yes, but you see that.
Oh, and more links just flooding in, taking the Roach War and all.
Yeah, so the Baneling nest got lost, so there's not going to be any more Banelings, and if this Roach War falls, there's not going to be any more Roaches, which is also a must unit almost now. Because now there's no tech left from Wsen, he lost all his important buildings, and Täcket has a much bigger economy, as you can see in the workers down here. There's 3 bases to 2, and there's tons of workers here, and not tons of workers here.
He gets a 3rd base in his natural. He needs the larvae, or what kind of strategy is that?
Yeah, I'm not sure if he needs the larvae. If you look at the unit, maybe he does. But also perhaps just for blocking off, but maybe this is not that much of an effective wall, so I'm not sure really. Yeah, big So Täcket is now in the lead, and with his worker lead he's going to be able to tech up and move into a higher tier of units and do that without any point punishment. And Wsen is just trying to play catch up, and while he's desperately trying to remake drones, Täcket is going to get much further ahead, and he's already powering up a much stronger and larger army.
I think there's a lack of queens though from Täcket. He's doing very well. I would have liked to see some more queens. I was looking at the creep spread and it's not that great, and then I was seeing that he only has queens on infusing larvae. What is it called?
Good memes in the chat, but you only need 1 queen per base in Service Serve, because if you spread a creep it also helps the opponent, so many people don't even like spreading creep in Service Serve. And they're not good that defensively compared to Helions or Adepts. Now we see Roaches are falling behind with the tails behind their legs. Interesting Roach skin he has here, looks like a bumblebee almost. But this attack is going to... Even if this attack doesn't win, he's so far ahead economically, so it's going to be very troublesome. I like the memes in the chat.
Oh no, I don't like the memes in the chat. Please chat, prove this person wrong. They say that the chat is dead because no one is speaking, so it has to be data that we're watching because no one wants to.
Good memes. So Täcket goes past the 60 worker mark here. Oh, it's a GG.
And it goes.
Yeah, that's a good.
And there it goes.
Yeah. So Täcket takes the first game. That's it.
Well, GG. Hope the other player might catch on in the other game.
Yeah.
It would be fun to see as close games as possible, because that means more games. Sorry?
We had a high level of claps there in the chat. People cheering for software engineering. Let's see here. Chat.
And some memes still going on. Hello, Data. How many games did you win today?
Oh, got him. How many games did software engineering win? 1. Okay, well that's more.
Oh, 1 is greater than 0.
Big
oh no.
Indexing starts at 0.
I want you to finish your thought that you have there later, Flex, when you are ready. So you said something about, there he goes over the 60 worker mark. Is that some kind of important mark for the Zerg to hit? Or what does that mean? Is it 3 bases all saturated, or... I'm interested to see as a non-Zerg player.
Well, technically 60 isn't usually a magic number in that way. It's more that it was a very nice and even number in that scenario. But 60 is almost
100.
I know it's almost full 3 base saturation, which is a big point.
I was thinking that. I just said that. I was thinking so, but I wasn't
usually in Zerg to Zerg, drones are made very sparingly, so it's like everyone have the same amount of drones, and if someone gets a lead in 10, then that's because the other one is going to attack right now, and then it's usually like a game ending point.
Chat says oof on the banter. Well, yeah, probably an oof on the banter.
Yeah, So Wsen said accidentally made an evolution chamber instead of a roach swarm, so that's why his roaches were late and not be able to defend his third base. Maybe the roaches would have made a big difference. As we said, he didn't go banelings, so maybe the lack of roaches was the reason why he lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do enjoy the excuses that we can see off stream when the players are done playing. There is always like one comment from each of the players with some little excuse or some mistake that they've done. I like that.
Yeah.
That's always fun.
Vilken finess, vilken kvalitet, såklart. Det är ju IT. Wow!
Ooh.
Good memes!
Spams going on in the chat.
Okay, so the players are now ready for game 2, and it's going to be on Pillars of Gold. So it's
Quite a usual map again. We've seen it. Was it Wednesday we saw each other latest?
I
Yes.
think.
Did we see it on Wednesday? I think so.
I think we did, and also it's not surprising that it was the data who chose the map because it's the most orange map.
Oh.
So there you
okay.
go.
Oh,
I'm sure.
Okay, I don't know what to make of that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but of course. Well, the map is ready, so let's move into the game right now. In the bottom left corner of Pillars of Gold, he needs your help. He's down 1-0. It is Wsen. Wow, clap, 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 clap.
Oh, cheers all around.
Cheers all around. And in the top right position of Pillars of Gold, up 1-0, he seems to have a lot of fans in the chat. It is Täcket.
Oh,
Clap, clap,
cheers
clap, clap.
to him as well. Oh, I like the exclamation point unclap. I don't think you can unclap someone, but nice trying.
Give
Nice
a
trying.
-1 clap instead, so it's like, cheer level goes to -1.
Wow. Instead, cheer for the one that you want to win.
But they did
instead
now.
of
You
unclapping.
noticed how many claps there were now when there was software engineering. It was like so
Oh,
many claps.
oh no. Day.
So we're seeing it's not a cheese, so to say, but it's an early gas pool on Täcket's side. So instead of a secondary base, so Täcket is going to want to be aggressive. It's not an all-in per se, as least as if he gets his base now, which he's going to be doing. So this is a planned aggression, but not a real cheese all-in.
No, he still gets his base, just a little bit.
And this doesn't affect the first Overlord, so the Overlord timings, as I mentioned in the last game, is not going to be affected. So Wsen, when he sees the secondary Overlord, which he's going to do soon when this Overlord reaches this Overlord, he's going to at least know that there's no pool that is before the first Overlord, which is important timings when it comes to services. So, wow, 2 Overlords passing over the tournament logo, so pretty. See the shadows here. If the shadows wouldn't have rendered nicely, it would have been nice. You control X is the...
No, why not?
Oh yeah, sorry, it's...
Shouldn't you change that someone has won?
I almost forgot giving a score there.
Oh, lucky I'm here.
Lucky you were there.
I helped.
Okay, so we have Surling speed, as you see this early gas, as he did here. That means that his speed is going to be done a lot earlier. And Surglings with speed versus done without speed is not a big... it is a very big difference. If you don't have speed that your opponent does, then your Surglings is going to be much worse in a fight. So let's see what happens. We have 2 Surglings here, which are normal scouting. So Täcket seems to... We'll see what happens if he uses this Surgling speed aggressively or not. This is going to finish up quite soon, and the question is, will Wsen notice it? Because if Wsen notices it, he knows that there is something up.
Could you please answer the chat? I don't even understand.
Exclamation point clap means exclamation point itself means like not.
Yeah.
So if it's not clap, then you're already unclapping. Wow, it's the mind blow.
Where on Twitch or in live?
In
general,
programming, there's
math?
different syntaxes for not. So logically, either exclamation point or in MATLAB it's tilde.
Oh wow, sucks to not be a programmer.
It sucks to be a programmer in MATLAB. Am I right, chat? Oh, got him.
Calling out some course, some class.
Yeah, well, MATLAB is the code that you use in the physics department, not in real programming. Oh, clap.
Clap for that.
Okay. So, now, as I said before, Täcket is going to want to really use his early attack here. Let's see, is the queens in a good position?
Oh,
If you put the
yes, they
queen,
were,
no,
I
they're not.
think.
If you put the queens
Oh
perfectly
no,
side,
in the middle. Oh no,
okay,
the
if you
Banelings.
put the queens side by side, you can prevent the Zerglings with a full wall.
Hold position,
All
right?
the
No.
Banelings are gone on Täcket's side, so these Zerglings cannot stay here for too long because the Banelings one-shot them all. So he's going to run away from the Banelings, and there's... Oh! Did you see that queen? Wow! The queen popped out the second that the Zerglings were gonna pass, giving him much more seconds to survive.
And by the way, we're seeing Johman taking the lead with 1-0 again on the off-stream. He did a 2-0 before we heard. Oh, really clean this up. Get those Zerglings out.
He really cleaned this up, but if you look in the income...
Oh, the world's greatest graph is on.
It doesn't look good for our computer scientist.
Oh, no.
Okay. So, even though Täcket didn't kill him, there was enough damage both in lost workers and prioritization of armor units from Wsen's side that Täcket is now firmly in the income lead, which means that Wsen has to make something happen or else he will never catch up and forever be behind. So what could he do then? Well, Täcket even takes the third base. Yeah, Control X, I said it before, so yeah. Okay, so he even has some idle workers here. I find them.
Oh, did he see that? Is he stream sniping? Oh,
no,
no, I'm just kidding.
There's enough seconds of the delay that wouldn't have been enough.
Oh, okay. And great minds think alike then.
And also, no, it was Täcket before that had like 20 drones in his main, so we know that he's not cheating because he would have moved them.
Yeah. Third hatch, yes.
Yes, but Täcket is going to try and deny that. So in the income we see that Wsen is catching up, but
and the drone.
Yes, if he doesn't get the third base up, he's not going to catch up for reals. And
he doesn't have a big enough army to go on the other side and just...
Oh, that's a lot of Banelings fading away there. Banelings are...
Oh, they're expensive.
Cost gas, which is an important resource. Can you fight?
Yeah.
So that was a good defense by Wsen. Is that a real comeback? He's now even in workers, and he survived that little harassment with the third now building. So Täcket has a lead because the base is still done on his side.
Does he have a problem with larvae? He's floating a bit of money there. I can see the minerals were almost at 1,000.
Yeah, Täcket is low on drones, but his third base is done now, so he should be able to power up with more drones soon.
And his supply block. We'll be waiting for that too.
Also interesting to see that Wsen, he had lots of workers in his gas, so he really prioritized gas early, but he didn't go for a spire play for Mutalisks for the flying units. Mutalisks are very powerful in Zerg versus Zerg. And has been very much part of the meta for a long time. A very legit strategy.
And a race on who can get them first, I guess.
Yeah, but not only that, well, you don't have to go into Mutalisks if your opponent does, but then you have to take a much bigger defensive position for a long time if you don't make something happen immediately when they pop. So we now have an equalization. Täcket is in a slight lead, his third base was up earlier, and but however, when in Zerg vs Zerg, you transition from Ling Bane to Roach heavy armor compositions in the mid game. So now when we're transitioning into the middle tier of tech, then shit, I'm missing this. Then he snipes some workers. I'm not sure if he can't lose all these workers, but he's going to have roach speed, so he's going to be retreat.
The Banelings got some workers, and now it's a lost mining time if we look at 12 o'clock.
Yeah. So
that's nice. That's always nice.
So what I was saying before about that, we're going to transition into a Roach versus Roach heavy armor compositions. As you can see, there's Roaches on both sides. Very much expected. And in Roach versus Roach, upgrades are very important. Wsen already has +1 attack, as you can see down here, and is making +2 attack. And +2 attack is going to be an extremely powerful upgrade versus no upgrades. And Wsen is even ahead in workers as well. So Täcket is going to go for a push right now, but if he pushes just at the time where +2 upgrade is done, before his +1 armor is done, it's an anti-timing. So let's see, you see the seconds here on the sidebar. If after this finishes, Wsen's Roaches are going to be much more powerful 1 versus 1 than the other opponents.
He's upgraded some of the Roaches to Ravagers, and
so these are super Roaches, so to say. Perfect description.
Yeah, it sounded like they were good
Okay.
for a while. Oh,
They're slightly less mediocre roaches. Okay,
Yep.
so Wsen seems to have made quite the comeback. Has he?
Yep.
The income graph is now
Yes.
in his lead. He has
in
the
his favor.
yeah,
Ooh.
he has the worker lead. Täcket is mostly like Täcket had a lead, but he didn't capitalize on it, and he made room for Wsen to be able to come
But
back.
here Täcket comes again, but he split up his army. Don't know if that's good for him.
Maybe he's going to try to run something into. Oh, he's going to snipe the fourth.
Oh,
basically.
snipe the fourth.
But he's not getting his own fourth base.
Oh, and the drone.
No macro here.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then he runs into the
This
third.
is a very important move. Very
Oh.
important move. He has the bait and switch. He's like, oh, look at your fourth base, and then bam.
I'm up here, but now I'm down here.
Will he snipe
Oh.
the base? Oh, he's
Oh,
gonna
no, I don't
he
think
didn't
so.
get the
Oh,
base. We
oh,
got 10 workers. And if he loses too much
no.
roaches, it might not be worth it.
Yeah.
I maybe what I wanted to see a more focused snipe on the base instead of workers and the base, because in that case, all these workers wouldn't have been able to mine anyways, and he already denied the fourth base as well, so those drones would be nullified. And
I
it
don't
also
know. He
puts him
got
off,
his.
larvae.
I don't know. He got his opponent to be down 10 workers there. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Probably
Going
right.
for the-
Oh, he goes for his own counter. Sorry.
No, going for the drones there was probably more conservative, guaranteed some damage play. People in the chat seems to already think software engineer is going to win this game, but I'm not so sure about that.
Maybe the chat is biased. There are too many IT
How
people.
dare the chat be biased?
No.
Can people in the chat, if you're rooting for software engineering, please change your color to turquoise, and if you're changing, if you are rooting for computer science, please change it to orange, so we can just
Oh,
see
and
your
he's
colors.
in his main.
It's gonna go up. Will he snipe the +1 upgrades?
Oh.
Oh, this killing these
denied.
upgrades are going to be this is a very big, much bigger than what you might think.
Big.
He's gonna snipe the main base as well, really.
And that was upgraded
Yeah,
and
and now he
paid
can even
for in
take
many
the
ways.
fire steps as well. So he's gonna lose his workers, his army, but I think it's a very good trade anyways. Yeah, that was a big move. But the question is, Täcket is now going to have a short period where he has the army lead because more of his army survived. So
He's gonna try to run to the other side of the map.
Just sprint across the map
Yeah.
as quick as possible.
And speaking of, as you see, since it's Zerg versus Zerg, the players don't want to creep too much because you're helping your opponent by doing that. So it's gonna take a while to go on the other side.
Yeah, so the only creep we really see is between the bases, so that you can remove between your own bases instead of letting your opponents.
Gather all of your roaches there and ravagers.
So we see in the armor tab there are lots of more. He has to fall back here. Wsen does not want to start leading roaches this early in the fight. He has much better upgrades, but he needs more roaches.
Oh, cheer for your software engineer!
Yeah, cheer. Is this the comeback?
Is he doing it?
This will Täcket eliminate the last computer scientist in this tournament?
So first Wsen had a comeback, and now Täcket is having a comeback. Oh.
This is, but now the army is split up where this fight is going to be good for Wsen because he has better upgraded, more healthy roaches.
Yeah.
Losing the third base is probably not acceptable now. He's going to go back and fall back.
And the reinforcements are getting cut as we see. They walk down the ramp and they get annihilated.
Yeah, just look in the armor supply or in the army tab.
Look at the supply.
Look at the supply, yes. It's all the numbers. I can show you all the numbers in the game, and they're all pointing Täcket right now. Is this it?
Is this it? I think it's IT, but I think it's it as well. Oh, did you get that one? Is this it?
Wow.
No,
wow.
it's IT.
Is this
Is it?
it? Wow.
Right, chat got it. Chat got it.
Chat got it.
This is IT. Oh.
Wow.
Oh, got
This
hot
is
there
so
for a minute.
sad. Wow.
Oh,
F in
is
the
it staying
chat,
in?
please.
IT in the chat, please. Data in the chat.
Yeah, but you know. Oh wow.
Oh.
A big D in the chat for D.
Oh, stop. Oh no.
No big Ds in the chat, please.
No.
Uh,
Is it stabling out? What happened? He had to retreat, but he has his fourth. I'm thinking he gathers up some more minerals and then he goes again for another fight because he knows that he's in the lead.
yeah, like with this extreme income, you see the scale here, we're now up into thousands. So this means that Täcket is like Täcket's army is going to be bigger and bigger, and when he's as big as possible, when he's maxed out of 200, you can see here, when he reaches 200 out of 200, it's just going to be an easy clap win.
Yeah, his army can't get bigger from that point on. Oh, it can if you kill the workers and put that money into army. Neeb style, am I right? For those of you who know, you know.
Wow.
Oh.
Got him. However, Lurkers are a powerful unit, but I'm not sure if they're going to be powerful enough. Lurkers are the siege tanks of Zerg. They burrow down into the ground and they have a powerful splash attack, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. There's no since they're burrowed down in the ground, you need detectors that can see the invisible units, but Täcket has to retreat here because of the Lurkers, or he's going to just snipe them with the Ravagers. So the Ravagers can trick shot them down, so you don't even need detectors.
The Lurkers?
Yeah, there were two, but the other died.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, he's just gonna run past the Lurkers,
yeah.
It doesn't even matter. He's gonna snipe the main upgraded building here. Yeah. GG!
Oh, and he biled that one.
GG!
Cheer for your software engineer!
GG! So, what we're going to do is that we're going to show you the last match soon. It's going to be between Software Engineers Täcket, who just won, and it's going to be a rematch actually. It's going to be Jock as well. So we're going to put you on a short break here, and then we're going to show you the final decider match.
Be right back.
Okay, so the players are now getting ready. The first map is going to be on Pillars of Gold, so the map we just played. And we're going to see the players have asked for a 2-minute break. So well, let's see. Give me a second here. We have like this. So before starting, we're going to show you this just for a second. So if you are watching this right now and you're not yet a member,
please sign up.
Please sign up. So in the chat, !medlem, and you can officially join LaggIT as a member. And when you do, it's completely free, and we get money from Sverok. So it's great. Please do. It's completely free sign up. If we ever have more physical events in the future, then we'll give you a free soda. So please do that.
Ooh, free soda.
And if you like what we do here at LaggIT and you don't want to miss future events, who knows, there might be future Chalmers Championships in other games, then join us on Facebook or follow us on Facebook, like us there, and you'll be able to catch up with all our different announcements. And lastly, please help or support our sponsors, Inet, by going to inet.se and buying whenever you want or whenever you need to buy something, some electronics or gadgets. Please do so by Inet, and please let them know who sent you. If you ever need a keyboard or a mouse or a hard drive, whatever,
try Inet.
Try Inet. It's on the net, Inet.
Oh,
I got him.
Is that their slogan?
I don't know, it is now. Okay. They have been very nice sponsoring this tournament. Without them, we wouldn't have been able to have these amazing prizes.
Oh,
there we go, what a transition.
Ooh.
So the top 2 finishers will both get trophies, customly made, but they also get the sponsorship money from the sponsors in gift cards. And with that money, they'll be able to buy something real fancy. Like for that money, you can get a real nice quality keyboard or headset or something like that. So thank you so much to Inet for sponsoring us, and
thank you, sponsors.
Yeah. Wow, people in the chat signing up, that's great.
That's nice. Claim your LaggIT soda and claim your LaggIT monies.
Yes.
That's right.
Wow.
And claim your things at Inet, please. Oh, are we soon ready? We're waiting for one of the players.
Yeah, the players asked for a little bit of a break, which is no problem, because they have been playing now for more than an hour, almost non-stop. So asking for a little bit of a break is no problem. So as soon as the players are back, we're going to start again.
Yes, so please take your breaks as well. Get some soda, even though it's not LaggIT soda, but you can get your sodas and get your snacks to be ready for the game.
Yes.
What do you predict last game of the day?
This is a rematch.
It is. And so I asked the chat as well, where are your answers? Hello?
So
the rematch is soon on. Who will take it, I asked. Predictions, chat?
Yeah, so last game they played, it was a 2-0 victory by Jock. So let's see if Täcket can show more of a game this time. We know he has a lot of fans in the chat, so hopefully he'll make them all proud and show some good games.
Please cheer for me.
Please cheer. So, the tournament is going to continue later on tomorrow with Group D, and then we're all done with the group stages, and you'll be able to see the playoffs, all the quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals next week. We can even show you the schedule of that later.
Well, so does that mean we've seen all of the players?
No, the last day is tomorrow. So.
Oh yeah, but after tomorrow, sorry. After tomorrow we've seen all of the players.
Yes.
Well,
and half the players have been eliminated.
Oh.
So we can even show you the how the playoffs will look next week. So Johman won this group today. He's already went through. You can see here in the schedule where he'll play next week. So he's going to meet Onjuno from the Maritime Engineering Division next week on Tuesday. So that's going to be interesting. It's the first complete matchup for the playoffs bracket. Yeah, and then the winner of the match we're going to show you soon between Jock and Täcket is going to position themselves against, I believe, is it Zenit that you can see there, I think. Yep. So and Zenit is in the chat, so he's already here scouting his next opponent, so he knows whoever is going to win this match, he will play next week.
Checking out their memes, checking out their build orders, learning how the players work.
Yeah. So we're just waiting for one of the players. Maybe he went to an emergency bathroom break.
Or snack break, emergency
snack break. He needed that snack. He can't wait. He just, oh, I gotta need that snack, man.
Yep, I feel that. I feel that.
Yeah, sure. So everyone in the chat, are you snacking on something, drinking something? Tell us, how are you watching the StarCraft Championship? We're looking at you, chat.
The chat is looking at us. Oh, there are 2 eyes in the chat.
So we're just run out of cola. Ay. GG, well played, good luck, Täcket. Yeah, Wsen is now in the chat. So the one of the players from the group right now is in the chat, so you can ask him all your questions about how he played and so on, what he felt about the tournament.
Yeah, GG, Wsen, GG.
Yeah, GG. So we would like to thank Wsen and all the other participants as well. It's not important having to win, just participating is important enough. Without you players, we wouldn't been able to have a tournament. And also, thank you all for your watching. We hope you're having a good time. We're going to start the game any second now. The game is now loading up.
I was going to say, oh, thanks to all those brave souls that have been participating, and then I realized that was what it said in the trailer, isn't it? So it would be too much of a meme.
Yeah. So, okay, the game is now loading up. This is the match we're going to show you now. It's the rematch. This is the first ever decider match rematch of the tournament. Because the rematch is very much possible. And it's going to be between Jock and Täcket. Let's jump into the game. There we go. So, in the top right corner of Pillars of Gold, representing Donald Duck and the color yellow, it is Jock! Clap, 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 clap. Do we have some yellow fans in the chat?
Quack, quack.
Quack, quack. And in the bottom right corner, we have representing software engineering, turquoise, and the Smurfs. It is Täcket. Wow! Clap, 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 clap.
I don't know how to do an impression of a Smurf. I don't know. What do they say? I know that a duck says quack. Wow, elementary school knowledge. What does Smurf say? Oh.
What does the Smurf say? No, but the Smurfs are the one with the high-pitched, little bit high-pitched sound.
And they are Swedish?
No, they're not Swedish.
Oh, they aren't?
I think they're like Dutch or from Netherlands, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe French.
Okay.
But I think it was written in French in the Netherlands, but I'm not sure.
You don't know this?
Belgium, maybe. I don't know, it's around there. It's not Swedish.
You don't know this? Shouldn't you know this?
That Donald Duck is not Swedish.
Okay.
Do we have some lore masters in the chat? Please tell me your favorite Smurf fact in the chat, please.
Please educate all IT.
I'll say the first fact, and that is a Smurf is 2 apples tall. It's a classic question in pub games, like how tall is a Smurf, and it's 2 apples.
I thought this was what you learned at the classes in IT.
Oh yeah, every day. Every day is the most important part. Okay, so openings, if we look at the game, there's a game going up here. Wow, my favorite Smurf is Kalle Anka Smurfen. Haha! Got him. So,
and Flex doesn't know where the Smurfs come from. That's what I mean. That's crazy, isn't it?
No, I know, and I'm not googling it right
now.
Les Smurf. Belgian comic in French. I said it. I knew it.
You said Dutch, didn't you also?
Dutch. Oh. I knew it was
okay,
in French.
look at the Reaper. Look at the Reaper going around.
The Reaper is...
Almost get...
he got
the drone.
So we have... Let's look at the game, actually. So we have a normal opening from the Terran here. We have a barracks, gas, command center on the low ground. Very standard. We have the Zerg drone scout, which is very nice. Interesting double barracks play here. So we're going to... this might be the 16 Marine double medevac drop build order, very standard. On the other side we have 2 scouting SCVs, that's very interesting. Usually you don't scout with 2 because that's quite the investment, but not necessarily more scouting.
Is he very cautious, or what was that? Or was he trying to do something funny with
Maybe he
one of
wanted
them?
to scare his opponent, or maybe it was a mistake,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on the Zerg side, we have also a standard opening. We have a quick second base and then Zergling speed. He still has his workers in the gas.
And quick third as well.
Yeah, quick third also very standard. So usually you pull workers off the gas after you get your Ling speed, which costs gas, because you won't need it that much. So keeping them tells me that he wants to use more gas more earlier, like for example going into lair, taking up, or perhaps making bailings and roachers or something like that. Maybe even overload speed is also a very classic one base, or like gas usage early game.
As we've seen, but not many drops. We've seen Overlord speed
For scout.
2 times, so 2 speed lord upgrades, but we haven't seen too many drops.
So we have an Overlord getting shooed away here. Oh, if it stays on the high ground, it stays there. So we had very much macro openings from the 2 players, and we have a good scouting from them both. The Terran has not yet seen the 3rd base, and however the Zerg has seen a lot of things from the Terran. He's going to suicide in his Overlord soon to see if there's perhaps a starport with a tech lab to see if there's banshees or something similar.
Shouldn't he be expecting a 3rd base though?
The Terran? No, no. In normal play, you get the 3rd like this. So this is normal, but you want to scout if it's not normal. So if this weren't a 3rd base, then it could either be 2 base heavy tech, like into Mutalisks or other mid-game units very early, which is important to scout, or it could be like a Baneling and Ling attack to blow open the gates, so to say. So he doesn't know about the 3rd base yet, but he's going to know now when his Hellions reaches that base.
And there's an upgrade for the Banelings to go faster.
Banelings faster?
I think so.
There is one, but
or
not
no.
constructing yet.
Or was it Overlord speed? Sorry, I just missed what upgrade was that.
Overlord speed.
Sorry. Oh,
So
sorry.
was
They looked alike for
no
me,
problem.
but that's...
They all look alike, Lama.
oh, no.
So, yep, we have Overlord speed, so there's going to be good scouting. We see that the Overlord here was able to get a good full scout off, seeing everything, seeing the tech lab working on the barracks, so he knows it's going to be barracks-focused units because of this upgrade as well. So, bio play, as you call it.
Chat says Bane drops. Well, I hope so. That's always exciting. Could get many workers by just dropping a single Bane.
Yeah, it requires +2 melee upgrades to one-shot workers, but otherwise 2 can kill, like 2 Banelings kills enough SVs as possible within the radius. So we have Possible around. Is it us around? No?
Yeah, 2 tumors already though.
Yeah.
Going up that ramp, that's important.
Yeah.
Keeping the Zerg down.
So these Hellions, many Terrans opens up with a reactor Hellions like this, so a few like either 6, 8 or 10, and they're never intended to kill the opponent because that's not what their point is. They're quick and they destroy light units, so they can harass the Zerglings, and they can more importantly keep the creep back, as we discussed earlier. The creep now is only around here, and the further back the creep is pushed, the more stronger the real attack is going to be from the Terran next. And if possible, the Hellions can always sneak in and try to get some drones with their flamethrowers.
Oh, I do enjoy that Overlord just watching there at like 1 o'clock. That's cute.
Yeah, that's interesting. So,
oh, here comes more units as we predicted.
Yeah, this is the first real push here. The Zerglings will scout it, and there's no Baneling speed. This Baneling speed upgrade is extremely important, and if he would have had Baneling speed for this attack, he would have been able to handle it much more easily. But now, as you can see in the army spy tab, there's a much bigger army on the side of the electrical engineer. So let's see, these Banelings are finishing now, and it's going to try and run in with the Banelings. Oh, it gets good connections with the first row of Marines, but there's too many Marines. Trickling in Zerglings like this will not be enough. The Medivacs are healing through the damage.
They are.
There's more units being rallied across the map, so you can see lots of yellow stuff going here.
The reinforcements coming.
Yeah, so this is the a very classic Terran aggression, hitting before Baneling speed, which I've died to this so many times for a third player, having the opponent Terran attack right before Baneling speed is done. It's a very important timing, because only having a few Baneling connections here completely destroys his army.
And now the units that are being produced at the third base will be coming in with from a weird direction.
Yeah, and now this is a good position for the Marines, putting them in between the mineral lines.
Yeah.
There we go.
Aye, aye, aye.
Hi. But that means that Jock takes the first game of the rematch, and we're going to see how it goes.
Yeah, their performance is very well. I'm watching here behind the scenes for some statistics. It's looking very well.
Yeah, they have
for both of them.
Both of them have high IPM and so.
Yeah, they were very equal, and then something happened, and someone took the lead. Oh, GG.
Yeah, GG. Next map is going to be Romanticide.
Ooh, that's pretty.
It is a pretty map. One of the purple tile set maps. Now we're going to see here, right here, there.
I was gonna say that it's one of the new maps, but maybe they're not new anymore.
But they're new for this season, so to say.
Yeah, they are.
Let's see here. So all the players are getting ready. Let's see here. This is going to be this, and this is going to be. Okay. Let's see if the players are ready. So this is potentially the last game of today. Let's see how it goes. Can the software engineer turn it around and get his first map against the electrical engineer?
We hope so. The more games, the merrier.
Yeah.
For us watchers, at least, for us observing.
Yeah,
maybe more difficult for the ones playing to having to play more games.
Hopefully they enjoy the tournament enough to want to play more games, but maybe
the attention,
yes, but
the cheers from the chat, am I right?
The eternal glory, and the memes in the chat. So speaking of memes in the chat, if we go to the game here, he is going to need all your best memes. He's down 1-0 and he's on the brink of elimination. It is Täcket! Wow.
Clap, clap, clap.
And in the top left corner of Romanticide, we have currently up 1-0, poised to go through to the next week. It is Jock. Wow, clap, 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 clap.
Clippity clap.
Clippity clap. Jock is also part of the casting crew, so he co-casted Monday's event and he's going to cast tomorrow. So, he's helping in the tournament in that sense as well.
Is that their cheer from Electro? Oh, sorry.
Täcket has drone scouted so many of these games, and Jock still makes the proxy play. But as soon as Täcket sees it, Jock cancels the barracks and tries to rebuild at home.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I was just gonna say I saw that it said when the base was introduced. When he was introduced, it said "Vilken sektion?" Is that their cheer?
I don't know. Let's ask chat.
What section? Electro.
Yeah, chat.
Or what is that?
Vilken sektion?
Okay.
No. F-F-E-T.
E-T.
Oh, come on.
Let's
see some
I don't understand.
cheer in the chat, okay? How will we know what you're cheering for if we don't say?
Is that something that, but for real, is that something that you can say to anyone? Because a cone, and then you show your...
Yeah, there we go. We have some F's on Electro.
I thought it was just something that Electro said, since he had it as his...
Everyone says vilken sektion, like, or vilken
nice.
färg.
Yeah. Is that Electro?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Electrical engineering. So we have multiple engineers in the chat. Electrical engineers. It's good that you're turning up, cheering for your one representative. Jock is the only person from electrical engineering in this tournament. So,
and will he prevail?
He needs to go through to have representation next week. There's a drone here in the base, getting some nice scouting of the opponent. Okay, so let's look at the game. We have a similar opening as before. We have the barracks, gas, and the command center on the low ground into a reaper to scout. So this is a very, very standard opening.
Punished for keeping your drone in the opponent's main base, though.
And I think it's very interesting build that Jock does here. He goes for the second barracks and then the factory. So he's very much gearing up for that Hellion opening harassment into a marine follow-up. which is a very strong timing attack. So you can see already now from the setup that he's going to look to do the same type of strategy he's been doing the last 3 games against Täcket.
Yeah, and it has worked.
It's worked very well.
As the chat says, it doesn't matter that we only have one person from Electro, we only need one.
Yeah, if he wins, it's good enough. And he's in the lead right now. So the question is, what should Täcket do to change his strategy? Well, either, I was about to say that, but either go baiting speed earlier or overbuild Lings, or go into Roaches. Roaches is the more defensively safe unit in the opening, because Roaches are much better against Hellions than Zerglings, and they're fine against Marines in lower numbers. So opening up Roaches, at least defensively, is good a way to stay alive and keep that third base alive. We have some Zerglings poking in here.
Ling run by.
Yeah. So let's see what happens. It gets in the base, and there's not many units here. This is going to be troublesome. Can he get the Reaper behind the SCVs? Yes, he does. So the SCVs shields the rest of the army units. So he's still
hopes that some workers. That's nice.
Yeah, and
nice
he gets a mule, and that's good. He gets two workers.
And once again, the workers are out of position from the minerals, so he's losing money as we speak.
Yeah, and he gets a full scout off also with the Overlord. So Täcket should know already that Jock is going to make a similar type of aggression as before. Opening up with Hellions for harassment, and then following up with more Marines with Stim.
So will we see a third base soon at the...
oh,
third base at the 5-minute mark?
Seems more, this isn't just defensive Roaches, these are too early. And he's not taking a third base, and he's behind in workers. So it seems like even though he knows that Jock is going to make a lot of units, he himself is going to want to attack. This is interesting, I'm not sure about this play. He needs to get his Roaches here very early.
Gather your units. Gather your units. Together.
Now he sees the Roaches in the side blockers, and can he get his Hellions? This is nice. Täcket is really turning around. Täcket.
We have a game on our hands.
Täcket knew that Jock was gonna make a timing attack at a certain time, so he attacked right before it.
Stim isn't ready.
SCVs go up on the high ground. This space can lift off, so he's going to go completely all in, making Ravagers and try to push up. Right now, he could stop making Roaches and take the third base and be ahead economically, but instead he's just pushing his mighty Roach army up the ramp, trying to finish this right now. Wow.
Can he do it? Very nice attempt at least. Wow.
This is very exciting.
And the workers are going down, the base is just costing money for it being made, and now it's just floating in the air. Oh! Ballsy to land your command center again, so he's gonna defend this and push it back.
Because oh really?
Maybe a bit early, maybe. I don't know. The Ravager died, but
like this is
nice.
There's too many Roaches. So in the income tab we see the Zerg is in the lead. This base is not mining. However, he doesn't want to take the trade right now before the Zerglings are there. The Zerglings need to get on top of these units here. He's gonna get inside the base here.
Chase them down.
He needs to put all units here attacking, not want to attack here, want to attack here.
At the same time.
This Widowmine, snipe, good. This could be enough. This Zergling reinforcement could be enough. Minus 20 workers. What? Chat?
Oh, and GG!
It's tied up. What? Wow.
Clap, clap,
clap, clap, clap. This is going to be exciting. We have the last match of the day going to the third map. Wow.
Oh, wow. Will he do it? Oh, are we believing? Will he do it? Very exciting. Maybe, maybe.
Yeah, like... Vart är sockret gott?
I kaffe?
Oh,
I don't know. Oh no.
Vart är socker gott?
Where is sugar good? Everywhere?
No. Var är sockret gott?
Chat says IT. The sugar is good in IT. No.
In Swedish. Var är socker gott?
I don't know. Is that a Swedish saying?
IT.
Or is it... Oh.
There you go.
I just got it. I just got it.
There you go.
ET. Oh, I see what they
Don't forget to join the lobby.
Oh, thank you if I were to be invited.
Let's see here. IT.
IT. I thought since you said it in Swedish, I thought it would be in coffee. It's not too Swedish to drink tea, but maybe it is nowadays. And it's a pun. I get it now, but I didn't understand it earlier. No.
But now you know, and now you'll never forget it. And the chat knows it as well. Wow. Lul in the chat. Wow.
Not a true IT person.
You are not a software engineer. That's not.
No, I'm not any kind of engineer.
I'm not sure how many people knew that in the chat either who hasn't studied at software engineering.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, so it's the final map of today. It's 1-1. It's all tied up.
Final countdown.
Final countdown between software engineer and the final electrical engineer. This is going to be really exciting. Let's hop into the game. In the bottom left of the map, we have representing software engineering, and there's a lot of fans in the chat, we know. Please give your claps to Täcket! And in the top right, it's the last electrical engineer. He needs your cheer to be able to bring honor to his student division next week as well, representing Donald Duck and the color yellow. It is Jock! Clap, 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 clap.
Wow, wow.
Wow, 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 wow. So let's see here.
There's a 1.
Yeah, let's get the scores up. There we go. Okay. Two dots. So let's look at the openings. We have a standard opening from both players, nothing cheeky. Jock tried to do a proxy in last game and it didn't work, so now he's going for a more standard opening. I think that was a good choice because Täcket is known for drone scouting. He's done that every game so far.
It's early drone scouting.
Yeah, so we see standard opening, barracks, gas, it's going to be a Reaper, and then command center on the low ground. The drone gets here in time, not in time to harass the SV considerably, because this barracks will be done soon.
And also RNG.
As you can see, Reaper and command center low ground. Very, very standard opening. This build, just to see from Jock here, this opening is what all the pros do.
Wow. Will we get one of those real long games?
Not sure. Jock doesn't seem to like long games.
No, I'm seeing that as well, but I just want one of those real long games.
Yeah. We haven't had any late games today. It has been quite defined by mid-game aggression. Oh, does he see this? Oh shit. Does he see this barracks? He does.
Oh, yes, he does.
This barracks right here should tell him already that Jock is going to go for the same strategy again. Opening up with a few Helios for harassment and then immediately having Marines there for a very early timing attack. This barracks screams he wants to do the same strategy again. And Täcket, the roaches worked very well last game. I hope he does roaches again. It doesn't have to be offensively like that so hard. It could be a little bit later with more workers, perhaps taking the third base as well. But having roaches for an attack, if not bailing speed, I think is a very good idea.
The natural isn't a hex off, is it, for Jock? It's just the...
I think it might be one hex too far south, but he can lift it off.
Oh yeah, thanks Terran.
I think it's one hex off.
Right.
As you can see, this...
I was just thinking about the animation on the ground there.
Yeah. You see the orange part here is usually centered.
Not
I don't know why.
completely sure. I do. Just a thought that I had.
Yeah.
Oh, here the lings come. Getting that worker.
Yeah, just a small bit of harassment.
Oh, yep.
Poking in, seeing the units, getting a worker, getting out. It's completely fine. We're going to see the Hellions starting producing now. We're going to also see Stim and then Marines starting afterwards. So it's the same build. It's nice to see when you're watching an entire match, just not one game, that you can see what type of strategies people want to do and how they play. So this is definitely the Jock build so far.
And as you said, how long they tend to drag out their game.
Yeah.
Or if they want a quicker win at some certain timing.
Yeah, Jock definitely seemed to have learned one build order and has made it work very well. So he's going to go for it now in the 4th game in a row.
But will Täcket intervene?
He goes for a much similar build that he did before when he lost, which is relying on Banelings. So I hope he goes for like a lair. Like as soon as this queen is done, he goes for a lair so he can start bailing speed, because I'm not sure if that attack hits again with 6 to 8 Hellions and like 10 Marines and he doesn't have bailing speed, it's going to be very tough. Or at least then he needs so many banelings that he can afford losing some.
And they're very gas reliant.
Yeah, very gas heavy. So we're seeing more drones.
So he sees the Hellions,
Yeah.
though. They're getting chased.
Yeah,
The Zerglings are getting chased by the Hellions, so he sees them.
He has seen both barracks and he has seen the factory, so he should know exactly what type of strategy it is. He should just not lose all these drones here. He might push them away to try and split them up, but in that way I think he lost more than what he should. So he's already lost 5 workers.
But that is a lair, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. Steam is going to be done now. He needs to like Marines are going.
But I'm surprised that the Marines aren't already knocking on their door for the Steam timing.
Yeah, but they're going to start moving any second, and he needs to have morphing banelings right now. He needs to, these Zerglings right here needs to go back and morph banelings. He has the gas
floating a lot of money.
Yeah, the Marines are moving out now. He needs those banelings. Select these and hold down the baneling button. He needs to morph these banelings right now.
Yes, he's making Zerglings. That's the first step of making banelings. Centrifugal hooks.
Yeah, but he's not. He still hasn't done it. I think this is a big mistake. He has to sacrifice this space. He's not going to be able to hold it. Retreat with these queens, retreat with these Zerglings back here, morph more banelings. He can't hold the third base now. Not without banelings. And don't morph these, they're too close. Pull away this overlord. He's making more and more Zerglings, but not a single baneling. And the Zerglings are going to get roasted.
But why is he upgrading for banelings?
Maybe he feels like... Now he realizes it, so now he makes more banelings, but he's going to lose the third base.
Oh, not in the middle. Oh, they can be targeted down by the...
Yeah, but he has more money, he can make more banelings. Like, these can make more banelings. He shouldn't send in units before the banelings are ready. And now,
all units at the same time.
Yeah, now we see only a few banelings left. He gets the Hellions, but he could have had more. He's making 2 more banelings. Like, he has so much money. How is he? He has no larvae, so he's having trouble producing more units.
Combat shield getting ready.
He's sniping the last banelings. He's pulling the workers, but the star step is real.
The micro.
But there's not much health left on his Marines. There's no medevac here. It should be on its way, I think. But I think this is enough. I think the Jock build is going to pull this one out again. Its third time is the charm.
Ooh.
And this means that we're going to have a electrical engineer moving on to next week, and Täcket's run in this tournament will unfortunately be over. However, Täcket has done some great plays, and he went to game 3 in the decider, so that's as close as you can to going through.
Do we dare to call GG this early? Do we dare?
Yeah, I dare.
And
that's a GG in Spanish.
No, the H is silent.
Is that
E, it just says E.
Yeah, I have to practice on that timing, yep.
Apparently,
But
GG!
Congratulations!
Well played, well played. Woo. Oh, I'm almost speechless. It's so exciting. Oh, wow. Well played, and after playing that much today, I understand that the players are tired. Well played anyway.
Definitely. We have the updated bracket for next week. We can show you that here. So now we have the 2 players advancing this week, and they can already see who they're going to be facing next week. The last 2 positions will be filled tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to have Group D. Is it the group of death? Maybe it's the death of LaggIT, because there's 2 LaggIT members, and we'll see if both of them advances. Who knows? Wow.
It's the group of death in GSL, I know for sure.
Group D always stands for death every time. Okay, so let's show you the group tomorrow. This is how the group will look. So the tournament continues tomorrow at 18. Please don't miss it, and please put your alarms and everything. It's 18 o'clock as usual. It's the same channel, same place. We have lots of software engineering representation, but also the only H student in the tournament. So hopefully there's going to be a lot of H students showing up in the chat.
H is for the Högskolingenjör?
Yes, Högskolingenjör, so it's the Bachelor Engineer division, I think. And it's also the second player from Mechatronics. The other Mechatronics students did not, Automatronics and Mechatronics, didn't advance, but that's not everything in the world. competing is what's fun, not necessarily winning.
Having fun is the most important thing, okay,
Yeah,
peeps?
being nice and having fun and winning. I mean,
Showing some good games. What?
What did I?
And winning. What?
okay. So, with that said, we're going to send you off into the internet, and we hope you had fun today. As I said, we'll be back tomorrow. Don't miss it. Thank you for everyone in the chat. Thank you for cheering on. Thank you for your participation. We'll see you tomorrow.
Have a nice Friday.
Yes.